Hey guys, it's JSW Cars here, Justin White. Yes, so I'm finally doing the part 2 2001 Ford Focus ZX3 build. Try to make this as stable as a video as possible. This is going to be part 2, which is what this is going to be is quickly running through everything I've done to the car. Everything I have done to the car that is not stock. Okay? Then I will have several more parts coming that will run through each video. Will be referring to each modification I did, what it took to do it, how much it cost, where I got it, blah blah blah. But this is just talking about everything, and then there'll be succeeding videos, like I said, that'll be talking about each thing and how I did it and all my parts and tools I used. So I might as well get started into it, not waste any time. I'm gonna start here in the engine bay. Okay, so first of all, hope you can see this. I got a flashlight. Sorry guys, it's night. I kind of run out of time in the day. Christmas, and I wait around all day, so now I gotta film. But start with this battery. Stock battery. I have a 800 watt amp, 212 MTX audio subs. It pretty much killed the battery, pretty much. The stock one. Got this one out of my 94 Mustang. It's a little bigger, more cranking amps. So I was like, why not? Since I'm working on the Mustang, I might as well just use the battery out of that. And this gave me no problem. I made a shorter battery ground, runs it right here to the frame. And then I got for my amp, my power wires right there to a fuse that goes through there to the amp. You get the idea. We'll get more detail later on in the other videos. I have an MSD distributor block with 8.5, I think, or maybe it's 8mm wire, red MSD spark plug wires. NGK, I believe that was the brand. It was the Platinum 4 Plus is what it was called. Spark plugs. It's got 4 little electrodes on it. Let's see what else. Yes, it's eBay cold air intake. And I used the PCV hose that was supposed to go to the intake, and I routed to here. Now shortly I'm gonna try to give me a catch can set up and delete the PCV that's under the headers. This is a full eBay exhaust for right now, at least, until this motor goes, and then I'll make everything actually real product, real parts. But it's gotten the job done. It comes with the EGR. I'm using the stock EGR setup. Long tube headers, 2.5-inch flex pipe, eBay flex pipe back. It has a resonator, a straight through muffler, and it's 2.5-inch exhaust. I painted this white, kind of ricer, I know, so I'm gonna probably go with like a black wrinkle coat, and I'll be doing that in a video on how to do that shortly. Let's see. I took the headlights out. I do need to get new lenses. They're definitely fogged over, but as you can see, they're silver before. I put them in the oven, opened the case up, and I painted the bezel like a flat black. If the lenses were clear, it would look a lot better. Well, they're not on right now, but I replaced the fog light case cover, if you could call it. They were getting very fogged over. So much brighter and everything else. Shortly I'm going to be blacking these out. I'll do a video on that. Let's see what else. I have deleted all the air conditioner components, the condenser, the evaporator, you know, everything in front of the radiator, the actual AC pump, all the hoses, everything on to do with that. Just for a temporary fix, because these motor mounts are wearing out. I wanted to save up to buy real urethane ones. I just put silicone to tighten that one up, and I used silicone. I opened it up, used silicone, and I used this solid rubberizing. It's kind of like Flex Seal type thing. It would be useful on a chimney. It's like a solid rubber. It's good in heat. Heat temperatures. Never gave me any issues. Anything like that. Let's see. I lost this cap. I know it's not really both aftermarket parts, but I got that from AutoZone. that cap there. I think that's about it. I took this off, the black film that's on there, because it was starting to fall apart. But yeah, hopefully I'll get a new hood before long. Alright, now the next thing. These are the wheels that when I got the car, it came on. They were silver. I didn't like it. The car was also not lifted then, not lowered. Sorry, it was lifted then. Anyways, I painted these wheels black with several coats, and then a metallic black and a clear coat. They seem to be doing pretty well just for a rattle can. I used a Sharpie marker to do the tire lettering, and I use this, it's called tire paint. It's like a clear coat. Gives it it actually bonds the rubber. It keeps it looking shiny. Now you got to keep it clean. You don't want to get it dirty. Same thing in the back, you know. And I have, let's go to the next thing, drilled and slotted rotors. It's power stop, I believe. Brake pads, the stock calipers. I hate the back, it's drum brakes. I just painted those to make them look somewhat cleaner, but I'm gonna eventually go to disc brakes, hopefully an SVT swap, brake swap. One more thing I forgot about. I recently changed the clutch. I put an OEM spec AutoZone clutch. It's a bunch of junk, don't do it. So I went and spent a little more money, 300 bucks or so. I'll tell y'all later exactly. A spec, or it wasn't a spec, stage 1 clutch from Clutchmaster with a new slave cylinder, and I went ahead and got a new flywheel just in case. I didn't get the lightweight flywheel. I will eventually. I window tinted the car, just doing it myself. There's a lot of little bad areas, but for my first time it did pretty well. 35% on the front, dark, really dark on the back. It is 5%, 5%, and 5%. I used the high temp headlight or brake light. That's supposed to be off-road use only, to tint the brake lights black. And I covered this up and left the reverse clear. See what else. I removed the lettering on all over the car. I'm shortly going to be putting LED lights in the license plate bulbs. Also, I want to get dual exhaust. This is the current setup. It had a real big fart can set up on it before on the eBay. I cut that off, so it's just the pipe there. But I'm going to get dual exhaust and get some better tips. Look much better. Of course, stickers, adds 5 horsepower, whatever they say, you know. Let's see. I am currently riding on iBox Sportlines, which is a 2.25 on the front and 2.5 on the back drop. I believe that's what it is. It's a very good setup. I've enjoyed it. It's on stock struts, and it's much stiffer. Could be better with iBox struts, but eventually I just want to go air ride for the adjustability. I don't really care for coilovers for this car because it's not an all-out performance. It's more of a show and not go, because as you know, these cars can be slow, the slowest, you know how it is. It's original paint. It needs to get repainted, of course. Let's see. I have energy suspension bushings on the, let's see if you can see it, on the front and rear sway bars. They're a little dirty, but anyways, so they're the red. I got them on eBay, of course, eBay. Front and rear, I'm getting ready to put the front control arm bushings from energy suspension on. I'll do a video on how to do that shortly again. Let us see what is else. I am currently running the back speakers in the back are stock 6x8s. The fronts are Kicker DC series, I think is what they're called. They're like 50 watts each, I think, RMS. 6x8s. Currently right now, just because that's what I have and I haven't upgraded it, it is a Panasonic CQ-C7303U. It has the tilt face, all that good stuff. I'm gonna have to replace these before long. As you can see, the paint's chipping off. The next thing that I most recently did, I took these covers out, all that, painted it green. I'm not gonna do this piece. I'm thinking about doing a needle swap, getting the red needles, a different gauge cluster, etc. Eventually I want to buy an SVT focus, use it for parts, but that'll be farther down the road. Took the surrounding on the radio out, painted black. I'm gonna probably paint that green possibly, I don't know, I kind of like the black. Let us see what is else. I'm working on doing a homemade aluminum shift knob coming up shortly. We'll jump to the trunk where all the fun is, and I've figured out with this car, I really want it to look good, but the sound system has become very much more of a deal with this car than anything else. These are the subs I told you. I've recently just put in, it's similar like a hardwood setup. I've got hinges all through there, so that way this will fold over and I can pull it out of the car. For the spare, gets a spare tire. So I got some extra room in here. I'm gonna put laminate, like that stuff you glue on to make it look more like hardwood, but I kind of like this look too. It was just some wood I found somewhere behind a building actually, and I was like, why not? And I sanded it to make it more white, cleaner, and everything, not as rough. Let's see, I'm trying not to drag this video out too long, everybody. I think the last point I'm going to get to here is where my amp mounts currently is. I think you can see that, everybody. You know what, I'll just do this. I'll back the seat forward. I'm going to do an in-depth video on how I did all this, but I mounted the amp under the seat here. The ground's going through there. The power goes up through here, up through there, into the engine bay, RCA cables, etc. Right now, just because I wanted to test the difference, I'm running 3 speaker wires wired to each other to increase the, or more, kind of like decrease the resistance to the subs, making it somewhat of a bigger, it's not a bigger gauge, but it's more able, the current to flow more because it's a bigger wire. And that's currently tucked, running through there all the way to the back. Hadn't figured out a better setup for that yet. Unfortunately, I cracked this one, so I'm gonna have to do a couple videos on replacing that, and replacing this trim. I also just put in tweeters. It's kind of hard to get my stabilizer. Yeah, there you go. I mounted them through there onto the A-pillars, I guess is what you call that. And they're just wired in between the radio and the speakers, the door speakers. And kind of do, again, I'll do a tutorial on everything, where I got stuff from, how much I spent on every single part that I just went through, everything I've done to this car, and then that'll be, you know, part 3, 4, 5, 6, how many ever there are. This is going to be a long series, like I said. And as I'm doing more mods to this car, I'll do, so that way I don't get behind and have to do a big update like this time. I'll do more mods. Sorry about that. And more mods and stuff like that. And I'll get updated on each time I do something and how to do it, etc. So hopefully some more build videos for the Mustang are going to be coming up, because I have not introduced my project car to this channel yet. So if you could leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, turn on notifications, leave a comment below what you thought if you hate it. Sorry, I hate that. But if not, leave a like and subscribe. So we will see you guys later.